This is every single Easter egg and hidden detail in the Thunderbolts trailer, and all I gotta say is it looks like we're finally getting Sentry in the MCU, and a whole lot of Florence Pugh. Starting off, we got a fresh new look for Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, and it looks like she's gonna be the main character of this movie. What? This is crazy. We also get reintroduced to Dollar Store Captain America himself, John Walker, who has a kid now, and he does not give a because he's so self-centered, he keeps reading up stories that he already knows about. It's your own story. He returns from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, became Captain America, decapitated someone on light, lost his mantle, and then redeemed himself and became U.S. agent, who Val recruited to her team for some secret operative stuff. More on that in a second. Because we see Yelena go about her day-to-day business. She's basically a hired hand contract killer. This shot reminds me of Lego, sorry Wanda. And it looks like we're gonna be getting another dope hallway fight scene in the MCU, and a reference to Black Widow's fight in Iron Man 2. I love how you can see the shadows as they fight. But she enters this weird facility, and this is where the Easter eggs and hidden details get really crazy. And it looks like there was some type of experimenting going on with human tests, most likely, because there's a bunch of medical IV poles laying around, which is when she stumbles across this case. More on that in a second, because John Walker pulls up and starts shooting first, asking questions later. And then boom, you're looking for this. Taskmaster shows up with a brand new look. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not calling her Taskmaster. This is Antonia. We don't do that here. And then like Randy Orton, Ghost shows up out of nowhere, who if you forgot was the antagonist in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She also got a brand new look, which is a little bit more comic accurate. And this movie's gonna have some sauce. This shot of Ghost catching a knife, throwing it at Antonia, having the knife bounce off of her shield into John Walker's hand, and him immediately trying to stab Yelena was crazy. By the way, shout out to the Black Widow gauntlets. They are back. But then out of nowhere, we see this man named Bob. And no, he's not the builder. But they all immediately stop fighting. They're like, who the hell are you? Who sent you? And he goes, sent? I live here. And the room goes on lockdown. And there's this shot of like an overheating situation going on with everyone in the room freaking out and looking on in disbelief. And that's because Bob, yeah, he's Sentry. I know what you're probably thinking. Sammy, who is Sentry? Sentry is one of the most powerful superheroes in Marvel Comics history. He's gone toe-to-toe with Worldbreaker Hulk, and alongside Gladiator, Hyperion, and Blue Marvel, is one of the strongest Superman-esque Marvel characters. Which brings me back to this case that Yelena found, because if you zoom in, you can see all of these little S's up here, and what looks like a medley of different hairstyles that are golden yellow. Alongside this look at like a shirt with an S on it, which by the way, that S looks very familiar, tells me that Bob is gonna be playing Sentry. Bob, aka Robert Reynolds from the comics. Now in the comics, he was a meth addict who took the Golden Sentry serum, which in the comics was an experimental super soldier serum created by Canada's Department K, based off of Dr. Eskrin's original super soldier serum, Project Rebirth. And I think that's exactly what's happening in the Thunderbolts trailer. All this experimentation is gonna turn Bob into the MCU Sentry, who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. We also get the shot of a bunch of military personnel shooting at Bob, and I mean unloading the clip on him. And him with bullet holes in his shirt, not affected at all, looking like y'all fucked around. You're about to find out. And I think that makes a lot of sense when you look at the lineup of the Thunderbolts, because everyone in this lineup has either been manipulated by their government, or is a super soldier, or is a super soldier who's been manipulated by their government. And don't forget, there's been other attempts at the super soldier serum dating all the way back to the Incredible Hulk from 2008, where Emil Blonsky was turned into a super soldier and then Abomination. And this new serum could also play a huge factor in Brave New World when President Ross turns into Red Hulk. It's all connected. Either way, we are definitely getting Sentry in the MCU this movie. We also get this shot in the trailer where we can see Loki's scepter. Obviously, it doesn't have the Mind Stone, it's just the scepter itself. And in the background, there's posters that say commemorating the Battle of New York. So it looks like some type of showcase that is being run by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who is potentially the owner of Avengers Tower. Because I don't know about you, this looks like the bar from Avengers 1. And all of the Thunderbolts, by the way, shout out to the money shot, pull up on her and she's like, there are no good people. There's either bad people or worse people. Bucky hides his metal arm in a dishwasher or uses it to wash his metal arm. And speaking of Bucky, he's back on demon time. I don't know if he's been overtaken again, brainwashed or whatever, but my dog is really out there moving like the T-800. I'll be back.